We have seen how branches and merges work, but there are a couple of interesting corner cases that we didn't consider. They are quite important in practice, so let's look at them. The first corner case is a special case of a merge. Let's switch to the ideas branch. There, head moves to point at ideas. Now we are on this branch again. Now, let's say that we made up our mind on this whole apple pie debate and we decided that the recipe that's currently main is the best. We baked it and having one less apple really worked great. So now we want to make this apple pie from main the official apple pie, and we want the same recipe in ideas so that it can be the basis for future experiments. In other words, earlier on we merged ideas in main. Now we want to merge main in ideas. Now, how does Git handle this merge? It could do it in the usual way, like it did when we merged in the other direction. It could create a new commit that has two parents. These two commits here would be the parents. And then move ideas to point at the new commit. This new commit would be guaranteed not to have conflicts, because we already solved the conflicts when we merged in the other direction. So it would be easy for Git to create this commit, but it would also be wasteful. Think about what we are trying to achieve here. We want a commit that contains the latest version of all the stuff in main and the latest version of all the stuff in ideas. That's what we want. But we already have such a commit. It's the latest commit of main. It contains all the latest objects in main, of course, and also the latest objects in ideas, because the latest commit in ideas is an ancestor commit of main, and all the conflicts have already been solved in main. We learned by now that Git is frugal. It doesn't like waste, so it can spare a commit and just do these instead. It moves ideas to point to the same commit as main, so Git didn't have to create a new commit. This trick happens all the time in practice. It's called a fast forward. Whenever you see this message on the screen, this is Git bragging about being able to spare a few objects in the object database and making your project's history less complicated. Good, Git.